Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh yeah.
And we're live.
How's it going, everyone?
What's going on?
Good.
Awesome. I'm Fran the Savage of the Savage Ladies of Metal. I am co-hosting tonight as usual on Wednesday night with Rob from Rob and John's Concert Junkies. What's up, Rob?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday. That's about it. Yeah. But a better note to it, we are here with Revail. What's up, guys?
How's it going? Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for
No
making the
problem.
time to come join us.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Good. For a Wednesday night.
Like you said, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Keeping it moving.
One day closer to Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost there. We're on the what part of the week?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, guys, you guys are from Indiana, correct?
We are. Yep.
All right. And, you want to introduce yourselves and whoever we're missing, seeing how they can't be here to introduce themselves?
Yep. I'm Andy. I'm the drummer.
I am Trevor, and I sing and play the rhythm guitar. And then Jordan and Matt are not here with us tonight. Jordan is our newest member, about 2 weeks old, I guess. And then Matt is our bass player, and they couldn't be here with us tonight, but they're here in spirit, of course.
Well, thank you guys for making it and filling in that gap.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. So, as everyone knows, me and Rob try to take turns back and forth. Sometimes I just keep going. He knows. Just bear with me. Yeah. But I'm going to let Rob go ahead and start this one out today.
Cool.
All right. Here comes the hard question I always ask. What do you want to leave as your legacy?
As a legacy, I guess my biggest thing would have to be the message behind my lyrics, I suppose, would be something that I really want to push forward as far as a confidence booster for those who don't really have a network of, I guess you could call it a family, somebody who's out there alone, whether it be your circumstances or out of your control, this idea that you have not only yourself, you have these listeners and people who, from my heart, we write these lyrics and we try to encourage and bring confidence into a life. So I guess really want to push the idea of self-confidence and just really be cool with being alone. The idea of being alone is so simple, as long as you know what to do with your time. And my legacy would be to always know that you don't have to be alone. There's always somebody, whether it's a stranger on the internet, just some random person, just that you can always reach out. The legacy should be, even if you are alone, remain.
That's a hell of a legacy, man. But I get it. I totally get it.
Power of music.
Yeah, I put a lot of heart into where my lyrics go. And, I think the idea is to make sure that I can self-motivate myself and encourage others to, take that into their being and, hopefully take it with them all the way to the top, whatever that top may be for them specifically.
That's admirable. That's good.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I mean, for me, I'm going to be a lot simpler, but just people know that I gave it all, no matter what it is. I don't think you're never too old to change directions in life. You're never. I mean, you can do anything as long as you put the work into it. You can do it. So why not go for it? And I just want people around me to know that I didn't give a shit, and I went for it. And if I get there, great. And if I don't, I gave it everything I had, so I'll have no regrets.
And we had fun going.
There you go. Yeah.
I feel you on that. Same. All right. He likes to go into that direction. I like to start out business wise. I like to jump into that. So I was going to give Jordan some shit if he was here, but he's not. So I got to skip that whole section. But it's okay. So you guys just recently played Carnival 2022. Did you not?
We did not play
Or
that
did
one.
you go there? Oh, you guys went there. Okay, someone said that you guys were there.
Not at that one.
Oh, wow. Never mind that. Never mind. That's okay. So what do you guys got going on then right now? What are you guys up to?
Right now, we're just kind of working on for May and June, we're going to work on getting Jordan up to speed, which won't take long at all. And then we've got 2 shows coming up to start July. July 2nd will be in Indianapolis, and then July 9th will be at Summer Bash Music Festival here in Muncie, Indiana.
Okay.
So we're kind of targeting those as our next two big shows.
Yeah, the July 2nd one, is that the Trapped?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, the 20th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
Something pretty cool.
Yeah, at the Emerson Theater. Should be a good one.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you just don't hesitate to shamelessly promote your shows. Tell people where to go. Don't hesitate ever. Definitely do it. Take advantage of that in every chance you get on here. Definitely.
Rock on.
So how is Jordan coming along? How's the new meat?
So we met him about 4 weeks ago, and we slid him the songs, and I shit you not, I think you sent him the song, and then maybe like 20 minutes later, he sent back one of the leads of him playing it, and it was at least, if not even faster than what is on the record. And then about a half hour later after that, he sent an extended lead that, extenuated on my lead that I had originally laid. And just, has blown our mind ever since with, his speed, his accuracy, his tones for sure. And his learning curve is ridiculous. Like, we had our first full band practice on Sunday with him as a member, and
it could have been a live show. It was that tight already.
Yeah.
That's good.
It was a breath of fresh air.
The dude definitely knows what he's doing.
That's good. He'll pick up quick. That's always a good thing.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. It's awesome.
Okay, Rob, I totally jumped you and went twice. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
That's fine. I'm going to have you guys pick a number 1 to 30.
Together or individually?
As one. Just pick one number.
You pick it.
17.
This one's new for me.
That was an easy question.
Yeah. All right. We got that one right.
Okay, what Disney character / cartoon character that you were afraid of as a kid?
Afraid of?
Ooh.
Honestly, I think watching Courage the Cowardly Dog was wild to me as a child. It was just this idea that the intro music and the theme song at the beginning, there's the lightning going on and the old lady chasing him around. It's just extremely, that's what goes to my mind when I think about what was frightening to me as a child. Just that the whole theme song and the introduction of that show was very eerie. But I wouldn't watch.
I'm trying to remember the song. I'm trying to remember for the life of me. I can't.
This little purple dog and it lives with these old people. I don't even.
I'm glad you got an answer because I don't have one. I was not a big Disney kid, so I.
Oh, it's not just.
Anything you said.
It was not just Disney. It was any cartoon as well.
Oh, I don't.
That what do you call it? You were scared of as a kid.
The only thing, it's not even a cartoon. The only thing I remember that stands out to me that scared me was the Thriller video. Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah. The end of it. Yeah, with the eyes changing at the end of it when he laughs like that. That's the only
Dude,
thing.
I remember seeing it. I remember seeing that when I was 4 years old, and I loved it. I was drawn to it. My mom would freak out. My mom's from Italy, old school Italian, and then she's got this daughter who's just tweaked, and she's young age. She'd be like, "No, Fran, turn it off. You have nightmares." I'm like, vampire. Zombies,
I love nightmares.
Yeah. Drawn to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is too funny.
That's funny.
All right, so okay, Ron, what is the the point of the 17 question? I'm still curious on that.
Well, I have a list of questions. I'm asking them to pick their own question.
Nice.
Well, all right. I was
I'm
wondering where that went. That just threw me left. I'm like, what the hell is that about?
I'm trying to
All
add.
right, well,
I'm
now I
trying to
know.
add. I'm trying to add more things in.
I get that.
So I don't want it to be the same interview over and over again.
Well, you sure as hell caught my original fucking expression. So definitely no prep on that. It's okay. You want to ask another, or should I go?
I'll ask one more, then you can go.
What's up to everyone, by the way, who's watching? Thank you for joining us.
What was the most embarrassing moment from your teenage years?
I don't get embarrassed real easy. Actually, for me, I hated public, like in class, having to do public speaking. I hated it. It didn't matter what the subject was. If you had to get up in front of the class and talk, I didn't like doing it. So that would probably be mine. I mean, pretty easy answer, but.
So how do you feel right now doing a podcast?
I don't mind it now. Now that I can play in front of as many people. I mean, I'm talking to people now, it's way different. But when I was like middle school, early high school, maybe freshman, sophomore, I hated it every second of it.
I did too, and I actually still do. I actually still hate getting on stage and staring at people. They're all looking at me. I'm like, So yeah, this I can do all day long, but when I see the faces, I tweak. That's it,
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's do this.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think it was freshman year. I was on the track and field team, and we had this kid. He came up behind me. We were all standing around in a circle, and he came up and did the depancing, and he got everything. So there I was in front of 40, 50 other kids, just free to the wind, if you will. That was pretty disturbing for a while. I had to live that one down at school for a minute, but like he said, the embarrassment thing doesn't go very far for me. I've been on stages for as long as I can remember, so being in front of people and being embarrassed is not easy, I guess. So far.
So what's an embarrassing moment that you guys have had recently on stage?
Maybe not so much embarrassing, but I think last fall when we had a different lineup, it was us two and another guy named Chris. We had to play a show on an outdoor venue, and the PA, the monitors back to us, they were just non-existent, essentially.
There were no monitors.
So I think we held it together enough where I guess we just have to think that, because there's no way for us to know, because we don't know if we were on time. He was playing, and we had to just play off of him, and whether or not we hit everything right, and just that small scarcity where you don't know if you're doing it right, and could it possibly be embarrassing? That would probably be about the only time that something's happened to us, I guess. Yeah, it was just really awkward for us to have to play without a monitor.
Yeah, literally nothing. I couldn't hear any vocals, barely the bass, and pretty much no guitar.
Yeah, even after the first song, I turned my cab and just faced it straight at him, and he still didn't have much going on.
It was crazy.
That would suck.
Yeah. Good thing we've
But
been
you
practicing.
still kept playing. That's all that matters. You kept going.
Yeah,
exactly. So
you just
go on.
Muscle memory at that point. You just know where you're supposed to be and how long it's supposed to go. So
Definitely a memorable moment.
yeah. Yep.
So what do you guys got coming up? You guys got anything planned beyond breaking Jordan in?
So we've got the shows in July. We've got, is it August? Another music festival in August.
Sonic Collision.
Yep, Sonic Collision up in Fort Wayne area, Auburn, Indiana. We're looking we get a hometown show in September. We're actually in the middle of talking to a few people about adding 3 or 4 more dates throughout the summer and fall. And then we're going to go and record a new EP this fall and winter to hopefully have out winter, early springish, hopefully. But we've got 5 new songs pretty much ready to go, get them recorded and get them released.
Nice.
Awesome. So estimated date would be spring, general time.
Yeah, at worst. I'm hoping maybe a little earlier, but
Yeah, hopefully a little earlier.
That way we can drop the record and then really fill the spring and summer shows up next year to support it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you guys just released a single not too long ago, Royalty, right?
Yeah, we've had, let's see, we have My Time. We have 3 songs right now released.
Okay.
My Time was first, Royalty was second, and then A Loss for Words was what? Probably
a month ago?
Month and a half ago.
Right.
I mean, all 3 songs have been released within the last 6 months, though. So
there we go.
all of them are still
for a
pretty
second,
new.
so I lost you there. But all right. So which one of the releases was your favorite to play?
Oh, that is a good question.
Favorite like to play live or favorite process of recording?
In general, just what emotionally tied to it. You felt like not just loved the music, but you actually felt it like it got you like emotionally.
I'd have to go with Royalty, honestly. I think it's got this kind of like what I was talking about earlier with the confidence boost, and it's the idea of I'm still wearing my crown, and I truly believe that you're royalty to me as well. Just you kind of hinted at emotionally attached. I'm definitely emotionally attached to that song. I wrote the riff probably 13 or 14 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's just stuck, and I've just waited and waited. I've been in previous bands, and I've just held on to that one. It was very, very specific in ideology as far as what I thought the total sound of the song should be, and it had never hit until recently when I met Andy. But I think that one's probably – it's got the longest history to it. And, I think when I heard it back, my recording process is actually just record the guitars, and I want this track for a week, and I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to write the lyrics as the song, I guess, embellishes through me. And it didn't take me 20 minutes to write all those lyrics, and just, I don't know, I just felt like the actual history of the song and actually just came out through a pen, and it just went really well.
That's good.
But also A Loss for Words is a heavy banger, so we definitely love a heavy song. So
that one's always fun for me because that's where we open the show with that one. So that's always our, try to come out with the energy to start the show. So I tend to love that song just for that aspect of it.
It hits hard.
Awesome. Rob, go ahead.
If you can pick, if you can pick a song to describe you as a person, what song would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
What was?
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it too for here. It could even be one of your own. It could even be one of your own songs. One that's not your song. One is your song. To make it easier.
Okay. I feel like I just gave part one of the answer pretty good on the royalty explanation I just gave, but I really enjoyed that song. It literally pours my heart out, and I'm happy with the ending results of that one. As far as somebody else's song, the album This Darkened Heart by All That Remains, I think it was their second studio album. They had this song. It was just an instrumental song. I do believe it was called Passions. That song just really resonates with the idea of the groove. It has a nice melody. It's very heavy. There's no vocals to it, so it's kind of weird for me to say that, being a vocalist myself, but I kind of just have this connection with it. That's probably the song that I would have to go with.
Mine's a little. So for me, for someone else's song, the first band I ever saw live that has started the love for not only heavy music but for drumming was Seven Dust, and the first song that I saw they came out to was Black. And that is probably the song that, if people know me, not only am I a big fan of Seven Dust and Morgan Rose is their drummer, but just that song in general started my love of hard rock and heavy music. So that one would definitely be my song. And as far as us as a band, I think I would even go with My Time, just with the message behind it. I feel like I've been in bands a long time as well, and been in a lot of bands that have done some cool things, but I feel like this band has the potential to do it bigger and better than anything I've done before. So our song My Time kind of has that message, and I kind of feel that and identify with that.
Okay. Go ahead, Rob. I jumped ahead on you a few.
That's fine. So if you could pick your own bill, 5 signed, 5 not signed, who do you want on your bill?
Ooh.
Oh, that's brutal, man.
I told you it's not going to be easy with me.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
So I have this desire to be way better at the guitar than I am.
Okay.
So, like, honestly, I would just love to join the metal tour of the year that they had going on this year with Megadeth, Trivium, Lamb of God, and In Flames. I suppose you could probably put all 4 of those bands in my definite top 10. I think that would be a lot of fun just to be able to play with them. But like I said, I think my desire for guitar playing is probably a little bit higher than my skill set so far. So I don't know if I could hang with all of them, but I think it would be a lot of fun to play with them.
And the party would be fun too, I'm sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
So what do you think more as a musician that you need to do to get to that point that you want to hit?
Well, okay, that's a good question. I think the idea that I had a different upbringing in music, I think I was probably about 16 or 17 before I heard what anybody would classify as a hard rock song. I grew up just listening to a lot of country, especially older country. So I think I learned a different style. I didn't play an electric guitar until I'd been playing guitar for 12 or 13 years. So I guess more of a technique or a style I'd have to develop along those lines. A lot of my styles and techniques are, I guess you could say, like almost a baby metal. I'm pretty early stages of a metal, but with enough skill to be able to hold a nice tone and hold a nice rhythm and beats. And my ideas are there. They're just I always dog myself a little bit, I'd have to say, but slightly simplistic is from what I can tell. But like I said, I have a desire to be better than what I am now, but I should probably give myself a little bit more credit. That's what they be telling me. So, but that's where I'm stuck at with that. I think I was just raised in a different, not necessarily era of music, but like I said, I didn't hear a rock song and even then it wasn't metal. I didn't hear metal until about 7 or 8 years ago. And I realized that was what the epitome of what music is supposed to be and actually is. So after that, it was an easy choice to just go ahead and really dive into something that actually has substance.
I can't imagine, man.
Yeah, it was wild. Like, imagine being a grown-up, first time you hear some good metal. It's pretty wild.
Welcome home.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. You found your home.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's right.
All right. Wow. What about you, Andy?
I mean, lineup-wise, obviously I spilled the beans there with Seven Dust, but gosh, there's so many good bands. I'm trying to think of who my favorite. I mean, Killswitch, Seven Dust. I actually really like the Tremonti solo band he has. Trivium's another one I love. Gosh, you got to throw even the old school, Metallica, the main. Of course, I would love to share the stage with them. As far as an unsigned band, coming up with, the one that jumps out at me right off the bat, and they're doing awesome without any kind of label, is Kingdom Collapse. I love the sound they have and the way they go about their business. I would love to sit down and play a show with them at some point in our careers. But other than that, that's a tough one. That's tough.
All right. Since you said Kill Switch,
okay,
Jesse or Howard.
Okay, we've had this same conversation. I personally am Jesse.
It's so easy, Jesse.
Okay.
I like the idea that he was there in the beginning and he was gone, and then I feel like a lot of the messages that he has later on in the Jesse second era kind of pertain to a good fall out of front place and then rise again kind of good theme. I really enjoy that. And again, I didn't hear metal until about 7 or 8 years ago, which was that was 2013 when they dropped Disarm the Descent, which is when Jesse made his comeback. So I kind of got introduced by that album first. And I think with that, sometimes you just get more comfortable with what you hear first sometimes. No doubt Howard has talent, because I've listened to, overall, I think the Killswitch Engage album, self-titled, is probably my favorite Killswitch album overall after hearing it all. But and I think Howard probably has better techniques. But I kind of feel like that's probably more what Howard is, a technique guy. And Jesse has a lot of emotion, and I think this shows. And some of his growls are just ridiculous. And I would have to say that Howard is most definitely a better singer, and you can hear that in Jesse's voice where he just has this, hey, I'm actually pouring my heart out to you, whether it sounds good or not. This is how I hear this song going. And so for all those reasons.
Yeah.
But then Holy Diver, Howard just killed that too. So, you really just have to choose one.
Can we just say yes to both?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll take that.
I love your answers. You're so descriptive. I love it. It's great. There's a lot of emotion and feeling in your answers, and it's great.
Appreciate it.
I just lose myself and forget what I was going to ask next, so it's okay. Okay, so let's see. You guys answered a bunch of things I already had, as usual. But it's okay though. Let's see. So, what are some of your favorite venues or stages you guys have played?
Oh, so my all-time favorite is the Rave in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's an awesome one. But we just played the Emerson. Was that Easter Sunday? That's a good one, which we're going back July 2nd for the Trap Show. That's always a fun venue to play as well. Shoot, there's so many. That's a tough one.
What venues would you like to play one day that you haven't?
Oh, man.
And who would you like to share the stage with there?
You got one on that?
I watched all the concerts I've gone to growing up as a kid were at a place here in Indy that's called, I don't even know what it's called now. It's been called several different things, Deer Creek, Verizon. I think it's called Ruoff now. They have always put on really big shows, and every time I go there, it's just incredible. As far as going to big shows, I think that's about the only place I've ever actually gone to watch a show. So I think having a show there would just be like, that's making it, I would suppose, because, you know, you watch Motley Crue there, you watch Poison there, you watch Journey. I watched Journey there. Like, that would just be like, that's the tops for me. So playing there would just have to be absolutely the top.
And it's one of those giant outdoor, you know, festivals. It's probably got 10,000 seats or so ish.
Oh, probably
if not more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be an awesome place to play.
Yeah. As far as who I'd share the stage with, I'd love to be able to play with Bret Michaels. That's just, I feel like, I mean, I suppose I heard some rock songs in my middle school age, but it was Every Rose Has Its Thorn. So, like, you know, that was one of my first songs that I actually loved to play and sing at the same time. And actually, you know, I played that out in front of a couple of people one time, and it went well. That song, I think he has a really good grasp on the idea of love and hurt, I guess. So at the very least, being able to meet him would be incredible, let alone playing with him would be crazy.
Killer. All right. Andy?
Oh, I mean, venue-wise, I guess I would probably say the same. I mean, that would be in Indiana at least. That's probably about our biggest one. Man, as far as sharing the stage with, I mean, if I had to just pick one. Actually, does it have to be the one band that's I mean, they're obviously not around anymore, but God, would have been awesome to play with would be Pantera. I think the crowd for that one would be insane, and that would be an absolute blast to have you to play
definitely
with.
would be nuts. That's for sure. That's for sure.
If I could pick one, that's who I would pick.
All right. Rob, you want to go?
All right. Who was your celebrity crush when you were in high school?
Still the same today. It's Taylor Swift, and it's not even close.
All right, mine's bad. Mine's Britney Spears.
Okay.
I see you laughing.
I made a face with the first one, and that just put the smile on it. That's just.
I mean, come on. I can't help it.
What's your favorite song from Britney?
I didn't really have a favorite song.
One where she's not wearing any clothes.
I don't know. What was the one with the red jumpsuit? What was that one? I forget the name of that one.
Baby, one more. Oh, was it One More Time?
Yeah, there you go.
Baby, one more time. Yeah, she was underage in that video.
I don't think that's it, but I'll go with that. That works. We'll go with it.
She caused a lot of problems at that age for a lot of guys who were over 18. So, anyway, moving on from Britney. And Taylor Swift. Let's see. I don't know. If you guys had to, would you guys rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And why? I'm glad I said that straight. I was worried I was going to screw that one up.
I feel like one-on-one is pretty much always the best option. Obviously, a horse-sized duck, that's big. And he's got the beak and, like, not to mention all the other tactics, I'm sure. But Andy's big and I'm bigger. So, like, I'm not as big as a horse, but I feel like taking on one horse-sized duck would be infinitely easier than taking on 100. Because, I mean, ducks are small, but they're not tiny. And 100 of them? It's not even close. 1 versus 1 every time.
See, I was going to say the 100 because you could just kick them, but I liked his answer. I'm going to go with his answer.
They're coming back from a kick.
It is too funny. Just one giant beak instead of 100 little ones pecking at you. Well,
Yeah,
the big
that
one
makes-
will just swallow you whole. I mean, honestly.
That's always been Brittany's problem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too funny. All right. So just out of we'll have a little flashback. What was the first job you guys ever had? What did you do?
I was a fry cook at a small ass hole in the wall restaurant in Indiana, small town, like no stoplight. And I worked just on the weekends in high school as the onion ring maker when I was like 15 years old. It sucked.
I picked up rocks out of the field for the local farmer at about 14. Yeah, they'd track us around on a tractor. We'd pick up all the rocks so we didn't have to deal with them in the fall.
What did you do with the rocks?
We just put them in a big trailer. They went and dumped them off somewhere. I don't know. I was 14. Put these rocks in this trailer. Okay.
Okay.
But my first real job, I'd have to say, I think I worked at Dairy Queen was my first job in high school.
That between that and McDonald's seems to be like the hip thing when you're 16, 17,
Yep.
And then everyone comes to you, hook it up.
Yeah. I hook myself up too much with the food. I can't be giving it away.
And did you guys always want to be? What did you want to be when you were a kid? Did you always want to be a musician? Was that an idea, or do you want to be something else?
I got my first guitar when I was 6, and I always had the idea of one day being a musician. That's never left the ideas. But no, I had times, early ages. There was a time when I wanted to be a police officer, and then through middle school and high school, I actually did some time with cadet teaching for special education kids, and that's actually what I went to college for. And that was the goal when I went to college, was to be a special education teacher. That's where, if music doesn't pan out, that's somewhere I'd probably lead into.
That's awesome.
We're never going to stop trying, but
Yeah.
we got to get a job.
Yeah. Today still matters. I get that.
Yeah.
For me, when I was a kid, I was going to be the next Michael Jordan. So sports was my thing. I played basketball, football, baseball, and I was going to be a world-class all-star Hall of Fame athlete when I was a kid, until I discovered drums my freshman year of high school. So I was actually a little bit later finding music, but fell in love instantly, and the rest is over from there.
And then he stopped growing at 6 foot. So basketball was out the window.
So how high can you jump? Do you believe you can fly?
Okay, now or back then? Because in high school I could dunk.
Back then.
Now I can't touch the net. So yeah, way different.
Go ahead.
All right, if you could have a song play when you walk into a room, what song would that be?
Go ahead.
I got a funny one. Mine's kind of goofy, but have you ever heard of the drinking game Thunderstruck by AC/DC? Have you guys ever played that?
The drinking
No.
game? No,
Yeah,
but
it
I'm
goes
very
no.
curious to learn about it right now.
Okay, so all of my friends in college used to play that constantly. So that would be mine, just because anytime you walk in a room, they would put that song on and the game would start. Basically, the idea is you stand in a circle. You have to stand in a circle, and every time he says thunder in the song, one person will start drinking. You keep drinking until the next thunder, and then it stops and you just go around the circle. But there's like 3 times in that song where there's like a minute pause between him saying it. So you're drinking the whole time.
That sounds like a horrible.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's really brutal.
How many songs have you managed to play this game in a row before somebody fell?
Well, it would depend on the time of night we're playing it, and
What's in the cup?
and who gets stuck with it, because I've had people get hit with all three. There's 3 pauses in the song that go really long. I've had one person get hit with all 3. Step out of the circle and throw up and in their night. So it just depends, I guess.
I mean, that could be a brutal game. Shit. Still curious. Noted.
It could be fun.
Well,
Or dangerous.
have you ever played the Spongebob drinking game?
Oh no, I've never even heard of that.
Every time you see a bubble.
Oh no, man!
Trash.
You black out. You would black out halfway through the 15-minute segment.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if we're making it through the introductory song.
Oh, that's brutal.
It was a fun time.
Man. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
Just don't do it with the movie. That's all.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't make it.
So, if you guys had one day left to live, not counting your family, your wife, your girlfriend, or your kids, they're out of this one. If you had one day to live, who would you spend it with, and what would you do?
Oh man, you guys got good questions. I literally have no idea.
So I guess I would really like to understand. I kind of hit on it a little bit earlier. The kill switch break where Jesse took, that time off. Whether or not, who knows what happened, but I'd like to know, what happened in the original time, why they split up, what happened in the middle there. Obviously got some shit going for him. I'd like to know what happened, why Howard left. I'd like to know how Adam D reached back out to Jesse, because I know they also did a side project, Times of Grace, those two, and that was just as awesome as anything else. But I think I'd like to really understand his approach through the whole concept of Kill Switch Engage as a whole. To me, I feel like there's a lot to it, and I have my own theories, of course, and I'd like to be able to at least see if I'm close. I want to be able to pick his brain on why the break. Were you comfortable coming back in? Was it easy coming back in? How did you keep your voice so strong? Why are you writing what you're writing? I really would like to understand that whole concept. So I guess, and that I guess I answered this in a musical aspect. So I don't know what I would do if I didn't have music options as a choice, but that's probably what I would do. Just hang out with him. I think he's a incredible dude. You can tell it in his interviews and just the way he conducts himself. So I think it'd be really fun.
Okay.
My answer is not as good as that. You ever seen Groundhog Day, when he finally loses his mind at the end and just takes a truck and just goes nuts to do whatever the hell he wants?
Yep.
I would probably go along those lines in some way. I would probably say, whatever the hell I haven't done yet, I'm going to try it and just go for nuts for a whole day and see what happens. He's totally
balls to the wall. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Just do it.
You only got one day. You might as well go all out.
Okay, so this that question coincides with this one. Last Supper scenario: who's your 12, and you have to have one female. It could be musically. It could be cartoons. It could be anybody from The Office. It could be
Saw my shirt.
Yeah.
Is this 12 between the two of us, or?
Well, you can share this question,
or we can make it really difficult.
I mean,
it's pretty difficult as is, but
the family. I mean, your family, your kids.
I think she hinted at it earlier. Aside from family, aside from this, aside from that. So like, yeah, obviously you could name 12 relatives and be done.
Yeah, we'll have the family aside.
Okay.
They'll be at the kids' table. You can have. Okay.
That is a tough one. I actually have no idea to that. I mean, I can think of
All right.
one. I can think of one person.
6 then.
I can think of one person. I mean, I would want Dimebag there.
Okay.
Because I've always, wish you could meet someone like that. I mean, I would definitely want him there, but God, besides that, I have no idea.
I told you guys I grew up listening to a lot of country music. I think it would be really cool if Johnny Cash were there. George Strait would be cool. And then let's throw in like a Tim McGraw. But then, getting into some rockers. I think I'd like to have Randy Blythe there and Anders Frieden. And then my one female would it would most definitely be Lizzie Hale.
And her backup is Taylor, then, right?
She's like the Rock Taylor. So.
All right.
I hope she's not watching and she hears that.
I hope she is watching.
I'll send it to
Say
her
hi.
later. I'll send it to her later.
There you go.
Definitely.
We'll be
She heard
watched.
me say
Probably
those sweet
not.
things about her earlier. It's all right.
And you got, well, you only had the one person. That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Dimebag. That's right. You don't have a Mary Magdalene?
That's tough. I don't really. I mean, I would probably invite some of my favorite drummers, maybe, Neil Peart. I mean,
You can
Morgan
cross,
Rose.
whatever it is. That's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, female wise, I don't know who the hell I would pick, especially nowadays. I mean, I honestly don't have one. I don't have anyone that would jump out enough.
We'll give you Britney Spears and we'll call it a day.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
You can hit her one more time.
Hey, it works.
You know what's bad is I know what the song stands for, but when you just said that, that's not the thought I had. I was just like,
Smack.
that's the hit that crossed my mind.
Wow.
No offense, Brett. Wow. No. Yeah.
Well, yeah, now, I don't have the same feelings now. It's fine.
That was too funny. Yeah. I gotta stop speaking my mind. Alrighty. Moving on from that. It's too funny. If you guys weren't, well, you said you wanted to be a cop before, and you wanted to do what again?
Be Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I was going to be the next. I was going to be the next Jordan.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to fly.
Yeah.
You still didn't answer me. How high can you jump, or could you jump?
I mean, I could dunk when I was freshman, sophomore in high school. I sure as hell can't now. So
We're not getting any. We're not getting any younger.
Yeah. Nope, not happening.
But white
All right,
boys
so-
can jump, though.
At one time, yes.
Yes.
All right. So, what is your most useless talent?
That doesn't count.
Oh.
Ooh. All through middle school and high school, I was marching band, pep band, whatever you want to do, all through that stuff. I feel like as soon as high school was over, I haven't touched another instrument other than a stringed one, bass, guitar, something like that. I feel like the talent that I had on, trumpet, saxophone, and tuba, I feel like they're in the past, useless, I guess.
So you like to blow into things then?
Almost exclusively.
Well, all right.
A useless talent.
Yeah.
I mean, in college, I did landscaping on the side and learned, how to do like build patios and paver patios, stuff like that. And I don't know when the hell I would ever use that again. So I guess I know how to, but I would never probably ever use the knowledge of that again. So I'll use that one as mine.
I can juggle with 3 objects.
There you go.
Yeah. There it is. That's the useless.
You want to show us?
Oh, okay.
Do I need to move out of the way for this?
Probably not.
What do you got?
Those little cuties.
All right.
Those little tangerines.
Afro circus.
Yay.
Yeah, I cannot do that.
All right. I want to see you do 4 now.
What?
Do 4.
Oh, no, can't do it.
The cuties will
I'm
be
a
flying.
performer. I don't like to purposefully fail in front of other people.
It works. It counts. It's all good. So if you guys were to write a book about your career up to this point, what would it be called?
Trust isn't real.
Okay, that's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The individual who introduced me to metal music was a very narcissistic dick, for lack of a better word. And I put a lot of trust in him and the idea that he was persuading me into an idea that we were going to be the world's biggest band, whatever, the whole idea. And I had a lot of trust in him, and I lost a lot of family. I lost a lot of friends through a lot of different scenarios that he and I put ourselves in. But, luckily I'm almost 7 years sober to this day. I haven't talked to him since, and I've just watched my life progress and excel without him. So the trust that I had for him and the ideas that him and I created was just a silly, cynical idea that he created for us that was more selfish for his aspects. So, I cut off family, I cut off friends, I stopped doing what I love to do to pursue something that was out of reach, I suppose is the best way to put it, because he really pushed into the idea that we don't need anybody else. He really messed me up a long time ago, but I trusted him, and trust isn't real. So,
Wow.
your book.
All right.
I'm going to steal a song title for mine because I think it's fitting. Nonpoint has a song called Chaos and Earthquakes. I think that would be my book title because that is literally being in a band in a nutshell is chaos and earthquakes. And I mean, even in the short time, like this band's been a year and a little over a year we've had this one going. And we've already, lineup changes and having to sign in with a label and redoing our music. It's chaos and earthquakes every day. So never ends, but in a good way as well.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah.
The life we choose. The life we choose.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Blood, sweat, and tears. But
yeah, I wouldn't trade it. But it definitely has its up and downs.
all right. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys flip it on me. You can ask me anything.
Well, are you a musician?
Not really. I know how to play acoustic a little bit.
Okay. Do you have any music-related tattoos?
No tattoos at all.
No tattoos at all. Okay.
Nope.
His skin's too pretty.
Then
I'm just saying, if you come here, Rob, we're tatting you.
Nope.
All right, my question is then if you had to get a tattoo, what would you get?
The CD cover of Follow the Leader.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. Well played.
You know what? That's a killer idea. Man. They might be the favorite band I've ever seen live. I went and watched them, and then Slipknot followed, and Slipknot, top notch, regardless. But I was blown away by Korn. It was incredible.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So I can keep going, Rob, on you. So you guys have anything you want to tell your fans? Any advice you would give to them? Any that might want to be a musician?
Stay at it. I mean, my advice in that sense is practice your own instrument that you play. But when you find a group of people, make sure it's people that A, you get along with because you spend a lot of time together, and B, it does take a lot of hard work. So, I mean, no matter what level you're at, you can always get to another level with just busting your ass and staying at it. I mean, that would be my advice is keep at it and keep working and good shit happens.
I would have to say that as to what he was saying, these levels of skills and I guess your own skill set can really set back on you if you're getting to a point where you're about to make a jump in a skill. I think the best idea would sometimes is just to stop. Like, I typically play every day, whether it be 5 minutes or 6 hours. Sometimes you got to just stop and not play for 4 days. Whether it be your fingers need a rest, your arm needs a rest, your mind needs a break, go listen to some new music. And I don't mean, leave the genre. Growing up listening to all these different genres of music, it's like, I feel like it has actually, led me to have a wider spectrum of appreciation. And, I just really think that, if you get stuck, don't be afraid to just take a break, like pump the brakes, chill, take a day or two to actually think about the correct way to be doing the next skill set, or, even if it's just memorizing your chord shapes. So don't overdo yourself just because you want to be better. There's always time for that. You got to have a good understanding of yourself and, your mind power. If you're putting so much into it, you could just get to a point where you get burned out and then you put the guitar down and you don't touch it for 3 months and you've lost all that progress. So you get stuck, you get in a rut, just back off, check it 1-2 days, come back to it, approach it with a slow, open mind, and just progressively get better.
I like that. And I feel you on when you get burnt out, I definitely understand that. Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob, you got anything else you'd like to ask them?
What was the hardest song emotionally that you had to put out?
That was a loss for words. That was our most recent one. I kind of touched on that guy with the trust issues that I have in the past. This has a lot to do with him and this downfall of, I think the lyrics are something like, you stepped on me, there's a lot of things that go into the idea of the way that, anybody can treat anybody wrong. And, that's a really bad thing to do. And, I'd never experienced that in my life. And actually experiencing it. And, you know, I've held on to that and harbored it for a couple of years. And I've actually, you know, I've even put it on the back burner before. You know, I got to hold on to that, make sure I can keep it for future material. Where when I made it into the studio to actually do this track, our producer, Ben, we were in there and, you know, I had the lyrics on the sheet and, you know, I was like, all right, we're just going to try one take. You know, I'd never tried anything with it. I like going in blind. I know the song. I see the words. Let's just go, and I'm just going to feel it. I feel like I gave a lot in that song, not only lyrically, but if you listen to it, it has a really strong resonance of, I can't believe that I trusted you. I can't, you know, it's not so much that you're the terrible person. You know, you gotta bear a little bit of your own weight sometimes. You know, I accept responsibility for what I have done. You know, I trusted you. I can't believe I liked you. And then, you know, towards the end of the song gets into kind of a look where I am now kind of feel. So, and I'm kind of glad that I harbored that energy, you know, all these years later, where it has some truth to it. So like when I actually heard that one back, I think we did a second take just because there was a couple of tweaks that I wanted to make diction wise and melody wise. But other than that, I think we did that one in 2 takes, and it was, you know, wild, I guess, is a loss for words. I ended up coming with the word a wild. That's what the chorus is based around. You know, it's wild to think that anybody liked you, anybody trusted you. But, you know, I was at a loss for words a long time as far as how I was going to react. And, you know, I haven't spoke to this person in so long, but I harbored that energy and I really put it into this song. And, you know, maybe someday I'll be able to help somebody else realize that, you know, bad people are out there, but you can come out of it. And, you know, years from now or whatever, you know, hey, look where I am now. So that one hits pretty hard.
Well, whoever that guy is, you're a jerk. I mean, obviously, I mean, it's a nerve for you, and I see it, man. And it sucks, but you're right. I mean, everyone knows someone that just crossed that line and just completely destroyed trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, I just had a somber moment. Oh.
I can't be mad at him. He gave me material down the road, so no big deal.
It's all good. Okay. So what platforms can people find you on if they want to check you guys out, look at your music, check out your merch?
We're on everything. I mean, Spotify, YouTube.
Those are our big hitters, those 3.
Yep.
And if you want to find our merch, I think the best way would probably be get on our Facebook page. We got links all through there on everything that you could want or need. So
yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I believe that is
it.
Right. Yep. So those social wise are on those 3, and then, you know, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music for downloads as well.
Yep.
Awesome. I look forward to checking out your EP when you guys release that.
Yeah. We'll,
estimated spring.
Yep. Late winter, early spring. Yeah, we should know probably once we get through the July, August shows, we'll have a little better idea of when we can go in and finish it up, and we'll get her out there.
Hell yeah. Have some killer shows this summer that you guys got coming up, and you got any new releases, send them my way. I'll be happy to put them out for you.
Awesome. We definitely will. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Same thing with flyers. Let me know.
Okay.
Awesome. Definitely.
Just tag me in it. We're good.
Cool.
You guys, thank you for making time.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having us. Yeah. This is awesome. Had a blast.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys have a good one.
Have a good night, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Right.
See ya.